Hi, this is Mary Morgan of the Morgan Network. Welcome to Marketing Sense. Today I'm in Cincinnati and delighted to be asking my friend and colleague Jack Gordon 3 questions about marketing these days. Greetings, Jack. For people that don't know you, tell us about you and what you do for marketers.
Okay, well, the name of the company is AcuPOLL Research, and we are our niche in the marketplace is new products. And we started about 20 years ago. In fact, we just, I think, celebrated our 20th anniversary. Testing mainly new product ideas for clients. During that period of time, we've tested over 40,000 ideas. And over that period of time, we found that a lot of the problems associated with new products are not just concept related, so we've introduced a lot of other products which our clients take advantage of to help them introduce solid new products into the marketplace.
Now, you just mentioned you've tested tens of thousands of ideas over the years and around the world. So question 1, what separates the good from the bad?
I think the main thing that separates the good from the bad, Mary, is simply consumer focus, understanding the consumer. Good ideas are ideas that companies don't come up with themselves and try to foist onto the consumer. Good ideas are ideas that come from the consumer, that are generated by a consumer want or need. 20 years ago when we started this, we used to develop lots of ideas and throw them against the wall and see what stuck. But over the last 10 years, consumer insights have become very important. And although it's a kind of an overused word, in fact, many of my clients have the word insight in their job titles nowadays, it really is a great innovation in new product development, because basing an idea on something the consumer tells you she wants or she needs is the best way to have a successful new product. If the consumer hands you this insight and says, I really want a product that does this, and then if you go through the whole development process and you do the concept right, and you do the product right, and you do the advertising right, and you do the packaging right, and then you hand it back to the consumer at a decent price, why wouldn't you buy it? It really can be that simple. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple, because we know that 90% of new products fail. So as marketers, we're not all that good at what we do, and we're still throwing too many things against the wall.
Question 2, what tips would you give marketers in developing a successful new product?
Well, other than starting with the consumer and understanding their consumer as well as they can and what her wants and needs are, I would tell you there's lots of things that can sidetrack a successful new product. At the concept stage, we often see concepts that are poorly communicated. We see concepts that will make wild claims without any substantiation. We often call reasons to believe the forgotten element in concepts, because clients so often will make a claim and not give the consumer any reason to believe that the product is going to do what they say they can do. Features, secondary benefits can be very, very important in new products. A lot of that stuff gets left out. But let's assume that they put together a solid new product. Out of the 40,000 plus new product ideas we've tested over the last 20 years, we probably had about 5,000 that were outstanding ideas, either among a total category of users or some significant segment of users within the category. And yet a lot of those new products have also failed, and they fail for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they fail because the product can't deliver the promises of the concept. Sometimes they fail because the advertising doesn't communicate the insight and the benefit. We see a lot of borrowed interest in advertising. Quite often they fail because of the packaging. The product has to be put in the right packaging, not just a packaging that's convenient to the company. It has to be communicated well in the packaging. At the end of the day, no matter how good the concept is, nobody reads a concept before they buy a product. Nobody hands you this piece of paper in the store and says, read this before you shop the category. What happens is you look at this shelf space and you find a product that catches your eye, and that product that catches your eye catches it because of the package. And if that package isn't communicating everything that was in that concept, then the consumer's not going to pick it up and buy it. It's really that simple. You have to do every step of the process right, not just get a good concept.
Question 3, Jack. Let's talk about packaging. How can marketers ensure their packaging delivers?
Well, we've done a lot of work in packaging, as you and I, have discussed it on a couple of different occasions. One of the problems that we see in new product introductions is that, the packaging has to hand the insight back to the consumer, and she has to recognize what she gave the marketer at the beginning of the process. We spend tens of thousands of dollars testing concepts and testing products, and then quite often the way packaging gets tested is either through focus groups, or when quantitative research is used, we ask about appeal or likability of the elements or things like that fit with brand. One thing we can do, and one thing that we do here at AcuPOLL, is we ask purchase probability, new and different, and value on packaging, the same questions we're asking on concepts, the same questions we ask on products. This answers the question at the end of the day, is this consumer going to buy this product? I mean, that's really the ultimate question you want on a package anyway. Is it going to sell? If the packaging doesn't sell, it doesn't matter what your concept said. Okay, so the first step is understanding that your packaging really is selling. Understanding if it's got the same elements being communicated that the concept had. Taking that a step further, one of the newer developments that we've been working on is packaging volumes. We do a lot of volumes on concepts. People test concepts, they love to do going year volumes, which are kind of a simplistic volume. It's not like a year one or a year two prediction, but more like this is the size of business I can have if I do everything right. So they run volumes on concepts, and then they make products, and when they make the product, they'll often do a year one or a year two volume on products to see how it's really going to sell. And then when they get to packaging, they say, oh, consumers like this, so this miracle is going to occur, and all of a sudden we're going to have a good introduction because they like the package, and the concept had all these great measures. Well, by asking purchase probability, you find out more about the consumer than whether or not they like your package. You find out if it's really going to sell. But taking that a step further, we can now do volumes on packaging. So if you've got, let's say a million units you're going to sell of the product at the concept stage, we can tell you if you've lost 15% of that because of the way you developed the package. In marketing, I often tell clients that it's the concept that gets you trial, and it's the product that gets you repeat. Well, the truth is it's the package that gets you trial, and it's the product that gets you repeat, because nobody reads a concept. So that package has to be the concept, and it has to do that trial generation job. And if it's going to do that trial generation job, you should be able to do volumes on it. And so I'd say the newest innovation that we have in packaging is we're now doing volumetrics on packaging and telling clients not just people want to buy this package, but this is the size of business you can develop as a result of this package versus what you thought you were going to develop when you did the concept.
Jack, thanks for taking the time and the insights.
Thank you.